There is a level of power that doesn't just earn respect, but makes people look away. It's not physical might. It is Viljastyrke, the iron will. It is a mental fortress built not for comfort, but for survival in a world that demands you break. You have spent years trying to build discipline, only to fail. Why? Because you've been using the rules of the South, temporary bursts of motivation that melt like ice in the sun. You do not understand that your weakness is not laziness, but the very process of negotiation with yourself. Today, you will learn the Northman's Code, a system forged in fire and ice that permanently eliminates choice, transforming you from a person who tries into a person who is. It will hurt. It will be frightening. It demands the death of your old self. Before we begin this raid, let me know you are ready. Subscribe to the channel, smash the bell, and begin your journey. Let's go. Chapter 1. The Status Threat. The Jarl's Blood Oath. Your greatest vulnerability is reversibility. You make promises to yourself in the dark, and if you break them, no one knows. There are no consequences. This makes your discipline a mental toy. The Northman knew that to achieve the impossible, you needed irreversibility. When a warrior gave an oath to his Jarl, chief, he did so publicly, before the entire clan, Huskarlar. It was not a mere ceremony. It was a contract, sealed by blood and honor, Han. If he broke the oath, he faced Nid, public shaming, exile, and the loss of his essence. The modern brain, the ancient fear. Your primitive mind has not evolved. The loss of status within the tribe is still interpreted as a survival threat. We will exploit that fear. The protocol. You no longer make private promises. You forge the oath of unbreakable will. You declare your commitment precisely and publicly. I am a Northman who completes 30 minutes of training or project work every day, regardless of feeling, for 66 days. Publicize it. Tell your family. The fuel. Every time your softer mind attempts to negotiate, it will face the cost of shame. The pain of appearing weak to others becomes more powerful than the temptation of comfort. You use fear to kill laziness. Chapter 2. The Hour of the Raid. Eliminating the when. Variable. Every morning, you waste your limited willpower on one stupid problem. When should I do this? Now? Or after coffee? Or tonight? This is the mental exhausting of your energy. You burn precious fuel, deciding when to sail instead of actually sailing. The Vikings did not decide when to sail. The tides, the light, and the harsh realities of the North dictated it. They had Udavist, time for external action, and Husafrider, time for quiet. It was not a choice. It was a protocol for survival. The concept: choose your non-negotiable hour, the fixed hour. This is the time you reclaim from chaos, not because it's convenient, but because it's a fixed point in your day. Let it be 5 a.m., the hour of the raid when the world is asleep, or 11 p.m., the hour of the forge when the world is resting. The elimination. When the alarm rings at that hour, your brain loses the right to ask, when? That question is eliminated from the equation. You no longer have to make a decision. You simply move. You cease being a slave to the clock and become its master. Chapter 3. The Shield Wall. Decapitating the chaos of action. The Skjaldeborg Protocol. Your mind seeks variety because variety is a safe zone for negotiation. You think you must change workouts and books to stay interested. But every time you change what to do, your mind asks a new question. Maybe light running instead of heavy lifting today? This is a new loophole for old weakness. The Vikings used the shield wall, Skjaldeborg. It was the same action, repeated with iron. Monotonous consistency. This repeating uniform formation created impenetrability. The action. Forge your iron sequence. a minimal yet unwavering practice for 66 days. For example, 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of planning. The exact same thing, in the exact same order, at the exact same time. The mind surrender. The third week will be hell. Your mind will scream for variety. It will beg for boredom to stop. But you must suppress that cry. By the 6th week, your basal ganglia, the automation center, takes over. You will be executing the sequence before your conscious mind is fully awake. You no longer decide to practice. You simply are the practice. Chapter 4. The Storm Protocol. Eliminating the gaps. Never stop sailing. Over half of all attempts to build discipline fail, not because of laziness, but because of unexpected circumstances. Sickness, a broken car, a family crisis. You are unprepared, and in the moment of stress, you choose the path of least resistance. The all or nothing. Lie kills your progress. You say, I'm sick, I'll skip a week. I'll restart. Monday. You create a gap, Ladar, and into that gap crawls your old, weak Draugr. The wisdom of the North. A Viking in a storm did not anchor and wait for a perfect day. He continued to sail, even if it was just a trickle of progress. A boat that stops, sinks. The action. Practice without a gap, but not without rest. If you are sick, do 1 minute of stretching instead of a 30-minute workout. If you are traveling, read 1 page. The goal is not perfection, but continuity. If you skip out of laziness, it's a retreat. If you do 5 minutes instead of 30 due to sickness, it's a strategic rest, part of the code. Chapter 5. Foresight and Fate. The Iron Pre-Solution. The 5th principle. Do not make decisions in chaos. Your child gets sick, your car breaks down, your boss keeps you late. These are consistency. Killers because you haven't written the pre-solution. You fight them in the moment of stress, and stress always wins. The wisdom of Odin. The Northmen, like Odin, looked ahead. They prepared for what could go wrong. The action. Write down your 3 biggest excuses: sickness, travel, overwork, and instantly write the storm protocol for each. Excuse: I was late at work. Protocol: I will do 10 push-ups and 5 minutes of meditation immediately upon arriving home. No thinking. The result: you no longer expend energy on deciding in the moment of chaos. The answer is already carved in stone. Your will, Viljastyrke, remains intact. You stop being a slave to circumstance and become the forger of your fate. Chapter 6. Transformation, the warrior's rebirth. When you hit that 90-day mark, you haven't just built a habit. You have killed the old self and birthed a new one. You have completed the self-sacrifice on the level of Odin. When your friends and family tell you your discipline is unhealthy or obsessive, you know you have won. They need you to fail to justify their own mediocrity. Your existence proves that all their excuses are lies. Identity. You cease being a person who is controlled by your feelings, and you become a person who controls your path. The outcome. When this happens, people look at you and think, how does he do that? And the answer will be simple. He doesn't. He is. This is not about discipline. This is about death and rebirth. This is about Viljastyrke. Are you ready to give the oath? Tell me in the comments what your first action under the Northman's code will be.